I love seeing films in theaters. I think this is pretty obvious because half my videos on this channel are my brother and I going to see movies.
There it is, right there.
With this being said, I think the duration of a film is very, very important. I love a good hour and 45-minute film. I feel like that's the perfect amount of time to craft a well-paced narrative. After watching more recent films like Babylon that reached the duration of 3 hours and 9 minutes, I found myself getting tired at about 2 hours into its runtime. This may be because I live in a world where TikTok exists and the average person's attention span is 8 seconds. I still feel like this is no excuse for a well-crafted film to not maintain the audience's attention for the entire film. Originally, I was going into this video saying no movie should be over 2 hours and a half, but I saw 2 films this week that both reached the 3-hour mark that have changed my mind. One of those films was Oppenheimer. My glasses are fogging, but it's raining and storming. Look at them. I'm going to see Oppenheimer right now. I'm pretty excited. I don't really know too much about it. I watched the trailers, they looked cool. I've been hyped for a minute, strapped with my snacks. So yeah, let's go see it. It was spectacular. The editing was on point. The whole 3-hour duration went by so fast. The pacing of the movie was so good. Color grading, great. The switching between color and black and white was so good, showing the 2 different perspectives. The cinematography, I don't even know how to put any of that into words. You can definitely tell it was a Christopher Nolan though. One of my favorite films for a while was Memento, so prior to seeing Oppenheimer, I knew I was going to at least enjoy it. For a film that is 3 hours and uses dialogue as its main source of storytelling, I was surprisingly engaged for the entire duration. Dialogue is made to feel as intense as an action scene. The stellar cast also contributes to this effect and their mastery over their characters. The editing was spectacular with perfect pacing, which was only boosted by the well-crafted narrative. It tells an entire life on film. So, this movie had a lot of information to cover. To make the audience follow along without any prior knowledge of the events that transpired, Nolan had to cover 3 events: building the character of Oppenheimer, creating of the bomb, and then the Oppenheimer trials. The ending felt like pieces connecting to create a satisfying conclusion, which is very typical of Christopher Nolan. All the shots of Oppenheimer were tight on characters, yet the rooms felt expansive. This also made the world feel even larger than life. The film was sprinkled with beautiful flashes of orange that looked almost like electricity that are used as a representation for the nuclear bomb when discussed. Nolan brilliantly displays psychological effects on a character with harsh light and flashing of lights and images. The sound was masterful and dynamic, with explosions being the loudest I've ever heard, followed by the quietest silence. The only problem I had with this film was I noticed a few times continuity editing was broken due to the fast pacing of cuts.
We're talking about Oppenheimer. Drew had a similar. There was like a point when Robert Downey Jr. was having a conversation, and it was like cross-cutting between like the 2 perspectives, and there was a point where you could see the side of his face, and dialogue was happening, but his mouth wasn't moving. Yeah. But it's just like, because the film is paced so quickly, it's easy to overlook that mistake.
Yeah. I was gonna point out there's a point, it cut close to it, like Oppenheimer's face sitting in that chair, like on the couch behind, and then it cut forward to whoever the witness was. Yeah. And then Oppenheimer was like not in the same position like at all. Yeah. I saw another film this week that broke the 3-hour mark, and it was on the completely opposite end of the spectrum. This movie was Mission Impossible. So, right now, I'm on my way to go see Mission Impossible, whatever the name is. Apparently it's really good, so I'm actually kind of excited. I think I've only seen like the first and second. I don't remember them being that good, but apparently this one's really good because it's got like a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, it better be good. There's gonna be 2 parts. Actually, I take that back. I think I saw the one where he's like hanging out of the plane. That one was actually pretty good from what I remember, but that was also like 2015, so I had worse taste in movies, I think. Where Oppenheimer uses dialogue to display action, Mission Impossible uses a well-choreographed action scene. Both films were equally engaging. Mission Impossible feels like a film you have seen before, and going into the theater, you know what to expect. That's the beauty of it. Mission Impossible allows you as a viewer to relax and just enjoy some stellar visuals. Oppenheimer, on the other hand, you have to be completely engaged to understand the entire story. After the film, all I had to say was, damn, Tom Cruise is fast as I had a lot of fun watching this movie. So I guess my conclusion to this video is that just because a film is 3 hours doesn't mean it's good. Unless it is good, then it can be 3 hours. Whatever, this is just a rant video.